Power isn't taken by chance. It's taken by design. Every empire that ever ruled, every leader who bent the world to his will, they all followed the same hidden code. A code written not in books, but in blood, betrayal, and strategy. Machiavelli didn't create these laws. He revealed them. Today, we uncover his 21 laws of absolute power, and once you understand them, you'll never see human behavior the same way again. The modern world praises kindness, humility, and fairness. But beneath the surface, no empire has ever been built on kindness. The Romans didn't conquer through mercy. They conquered through calculation. Julius Caesar smiled in public, but behind closed doors he studied men like puzzles, learning which ego to feed, which fear to ignite, and which ally to destroy. You've been taught that fairness keeps peace, but fairness only maintains control. The strong preach virtue only after they've secured their throne. And here begins the first unveiling. First law is control the story, control the world. The first law of power is perception. People don't follow truth, they follow narrative. Every ruler in history has understood this. Alexander the Great didn't just win wars. He told the story of destiny. He turned conquest into prophecy, and once people believed in his legend, they followed not because they were forced, but because they felt chosen. Power doesn't come from facts. It comes from the version of truth people choose to believe. In the modern world, this is branding, reputation, social presence, the story others tell when you're not in the room. Machiavelli said, "Men in general judge more by the eye than by the hand." Your story is your armor, and once you control the narrative, resistance becomes loyalty. Your story is your armor. Once you control the narrative, resistance becomes loyalty. This is what I call Law 2. Never be too visible, never be too silent. After the story comes presence. Appear too often, and you become ordinary. Disappear too long, and they forget you. Power lies in rhythm, the ability to appear when it matters, and vanish when it strengthens mystery. Napoleon mastered this. He was everywhere in spirit, in paintings, symbols, songs, yet rarely accessible in person. He became mythic because people saw his shadow more than his skin. In modern life, this means one thing: preserve your scarcity. The more available you are, the less valuable you become. When people must earn your attention, they treat it like gold. Control your visibility, and you control their hunger. And now, Law 3, play the fool to fool the fools. The most dangerous men never look dangerous. They smile, they nod, they listen, while calculating. In every court, every company, every circle, the real player is the one underestimated. Machiavelli advised princes to appear simple, even naive, while holding the sharpest mind in the room. He wrote, "A wise prince never seeks to be loved for his intelligence, but feared for his unpredictability." Take the example of Otto von Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor. He pretended to be an emotional, impulsive man in public, yet every outburst was rehearsed. Each display of temper forced rivals to miscalculate. He used their arrogance against them and unified Germany under his foolish disguise. Let them think you are soft. Let them underestimate you, because when they finally see the blade, it's already too late. This is what I call Law 4, make others depend on you. Power thrives on dependency. If they can live without you, you're replaceable. If they need you, you become indispensable. Machiavelli warned rulers never to empower others too much. He wrote, The prince who makes another powerful prepares his own ruin. Think of Renaissance Florence. Every noble family trying to outshine the Medici. Cosimo de' Medici didn't crush them. He financed them. He made every rival dependent on his banks, his influence, his favor. And so, while they plotted against him, they could never move without his gold. In today's world, dependency is built through information, networks, or influence. Make people rely on your knowledge, your approval, your access, not your kindness. Once they depend on you, loyalty becomes necessity, but power isn't just about dependence. Now, Law 5. Strike fear through silent authority. You don't need to shout to be feared. You need only to make people uncertain about what you might do. Fear is born not from aggression, but anticipation, the fear of what's unseen. Genghis Khan understood this. He rarely attacked immediately. He appeared first, his banners stretching across horizons. Villages surrendered before he ever drew a sword. Why? Because uncertainty paralyzed them. Power is not loud, it's quiet. It moves unseen and strikes only once. You don't need to prove your strength. Just let uncertainty do the work for you. This brings us to Law 6, never fight on equal terms. Equality is a myth. The powerful choose the battlefield, and they never fight fair. Machiavelli warned that when you fight by your enemy's rules, you're already losing. Caesar never attacked armies head-on. He cut their supply lines, bribed their allies, and made them bleed before the war began. In modern terms, don't argue where they're strong. Shift the arena. If someone has status, use subtlety. If someone has power, use influence. If someone has logic, use emotion. The battlefield is yours to choose, and the wise never play fair. And now, Law 7. Appear virtuous. Act strategic. Power doesn't require cruelty. It requires control. Machiavelli said, a prince must appear all mercy, all faith, all honesty, all humanity, all religion. Notice, appear. People want to believe in goodness, so give them the illusion. While others cling to moral consistency, the ruler understands that virtue is performance. Queen Elizabeth overmastered this law. She ruled through grace and femininity, but behind the curtain, she executed rivals, controlled alliances, and turned her image into national religion. Be their light in public, but make your moves in the dark. Appear merciful while being strategic, because those who openly show power are feared for a moment, but those who hide it behind kindness are obeyed forever. You see that every saint had strategy, every hero had calculation, every leader wore a mask. The first 7 laws are not tools to hurt others. They are shields against manipulation, illusions, and weakness. Because the moment you stop playing fair, you start playing real. The weak follow rules, the strong bend them. Power is not shown, it is engineered. By the time others realize they are being influenced, the architect has already moved 3 steps ahead. Be their light in public, but make your moves in the dark, because those who hide power behind kindness are obeyed forever. Always remember the invisible hand of control. History is written by the winners, but victory is engineered by manipulators. From Caesar to Napoleon, from Elizabeth of Metz to Bismarck, every ruler knew the same secret. Those who control emotions control outcomes. The human mind craves understanding, approval, and security. Manipulation is simply the art of providing or withholding what others seek at the exact moment they desire it most. Now, Law 8. Make people chase, never chase them. Desire is a leash. The moment you pursue someone, you give them power over you. The moment you remain unattainable, you become power. Catherine de' Medici understood this during her reign in France. She rarely confronted enemies head-on. Instead, she maneuvered from behind the throne, letting nobles chase influence, favor, and alliances, only to trap them when they were most dependent. Modern psychology calls it scarcity principle. What is hard to get becomes irresistible. Always let them pursue. Never show your desperation. Manipulation is the art of giving, or withholding, at the exact moment it's most desired. This brings us to Law 9, turn emotions into weapons. Emotions are predictable, and predictability is power. Think of Rasputin in Russia. He wasn't a king, nor a soldier. He was a master manipulator. He understood the fears, desires, and insecurities of the Romanov family, and he wielded them like a blade. Manipulation doesn't require cruelty. It requires observation. Observe what people value, and then use it to guide them. Fear, desire, pride, jealousy, all can be channeled to make others dance to your tune. Observe what people value and guide them like a blade. Next, listen, Law 10 cool. Prince create win-win illusions. People follow those who appear to elevate them, even if the elevation is fake. Napoleon once appointed generals who believed in their autonomy, while he secretly controlled every decision. The secret: make people think they are winning. The truth: the win always serves you. This is the heart of manipulation, giving others a sense of power while you remain in control. Every contract, every negotiation, every social interaction becomes a chessboard, and you must always move 2 steps ahead. Give them the illusion of victory while you remain in control. And now, Law 11. Strike without mercy, but calculate every move. Ruthlessness is not chaos. It's precise. Alexander the Great didn't slaughter cities out of anger. He did it to cement obedience. Every decisive strike sent a message. Disobedience is costly. Wealth is protected under my order. Your choice is simple: serve or fall. Modern manipulators strike in similar ways. They never overreach. They never attack blindly. Each move is rehearsed, measured, and executed with timing that ensures maximum impact and minimal risk. Every strike, every decision, measured and precise, ensures dominance. This leads us to Law 12. Turn chaos into your ally. Disorder is the playground of the powerful. During the Italian Wars, Machiavelli observed how rulers exploited unrest. Civil revolts, enemy divisions, and rumors all became tools to advance their agendas. Control chaos without becoming its victim. Use confusion to hide your intentions. When everyone else panics, the master manipulator moves with clarity. This is psychological warfare. If they can't read your next move, they are already under your influence. When confusion reigns, the master moves with clarity, unseen, unstoppable. Next, Law 13, make others fight your battles. You don't need to face every enemy yourself. Bismarck once manipulated European powers into conflicts that strengthened Prussia, while he remained technically uninvolved. Delegation of conflict, when paired with influence, ensures you gain without risk. The key is perception. Let others think they are acting independently while they execute your plan. In modern terms, it's influence over decision-making. People will fight for your ideas if they believe the victory is theirs, not yours. Let others execute your will while thinking it's their own, and you gain without risk. And now, Law 14, Master the art of withdrawal. The ultimate display of power is knowing when to step back. Sun Tzu wrote, "He who knows when he can fight and when he cannot will be victorious." Elizabeth I often withdrew from court debates, intrigues, or confrontations, only to return at the perfect moment to assert her dominance. Withdrawal makes people uncomfortable. They begin to chase, to overreach, to reveal weaknesses. By mastering absence, you force them to reveal what they hide. By retreating strategically, you gain leverage without a fight. They are about design, timing, and influence. They teach you that victory does not belong to the loudest, the strongest, or the most moral. It belongs to the one who controls the invisible threads of human behavior. Power without mastery is fleeting. You can manipulate, strategize, and strike fear into the hearts of men. But if you cannot control yourself, every empire you build will crumble. All rulers share one secret. The battlefield begins in the mind. Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, and Machiavelli himself understood this. Before conquering lands, they conquered fear, doubt, and desire within themselves. Emotional mastery, calculated detachment, and relentless focus were the true weapons of their empire. The inner fortress is the core of absolute power. Control yourself before you control others. By mastering absence, you force them to reveal what they hide. By retreating strategically, you gain leverage without a fight. This is what I call Law 15, control your emotions, or they will control you. The world punishes weakness. Anger, fear, envy, all can be exploited. If you react impulsively, you hand over your power. Consider Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor. Rome faced plague, rebellion, and betrayal. Yet he remained calm, measured, and decisive. His emotional control turned chaos into order and admiration into loyalty. Master your emotions, and the external world bends to your will. Let others act from impulse. You act from intent. Next. Law 16. Own your shadow. Power requires embracing your dark side. The part of you that craves revenge, dominance, and control is not weakness. It's fuel. Machiavelli said rulers must appear virtuous but understand evil. Elizabeth I executed enemies in secret while appearing merciful. She integrated her shadow into strategy. Acknowledging your darkness allows you to predict others' cruelty, use aggression, strategically transform instinct into leverage. Those who deny their shadow are weak. Those who own it are untouchable. And now, Law 17, master strategic empathy. Empathy is power when used without attachment. Rasputin understood the Romanov family's fears and desires. He never sympathized. He observed and acted. By reading emotional cues, he manipulated them without resistance. Strategic empathy allows you to predict behavior before it happens, influence decisions silently, build loyalty while keeping control. Empathy without attachment gives insight, and insight is the foundation of domination. This brings us to Law 18, build discipline as your ally. Power decays without structure. Napoleon was ruthless not just because he was brilliant, but because he was disciplined. His armies moved with precision. His orders were exact. His vision was relentless. Discipline converts strategy into reality. It ensures that chaos, distraction, and temptation do not derail your path. The strong rise not on opportunity alone. They rise on consistency, routine, and mastery of self. Discipline ensures that chaos, distraction, and temptation do not derail your path. Now listen. Law 19. My cool prince make. Your presence untouchable. Authority is not about force. It is about aura. Queen Elizabeth at War's court never challenged her because she projected untouchable dominance. Every gesture, word, and appearance reinforced power. You become untouchable when you enforce boundaries without explanation. You act decisively, never defensively. You remain unpredictable, yet reliable. Presence is not something you demand. It is something you embody. And now, Law 20. Control loyalty through fear and respect. People betray, forget, or abandon. Only those who respect and slightly fear. You remain devoted. Genghis Khan inspired loyalty not through affection, but through awe. He rewarded obedience, punished betrayal swiftly, and never allowed sentiment to cloud judgment. Respect rooted in fear is a fortress. Fear without respect is tyranny. The balance of both ensures long-term influence. Final law: leave a legacy that outlives you. Power is fleeting. Mastery is eternal. The ultimate law is legacy. The Medici, Alexander, and Caesar all understood this. Influence must survive beyond life. Build systems, myths, and networks that obey even after you are gone. Teach others to honor your rules unknowingly. Create stories that turn you into legend. Legacy is immortality through influence. When your name evokes strategy, cunning, and dominance, you have transcended mortal power. Power is no longer something you pursue. It is who you have become. The prince within is not an act. It is reality. Step into the world and see it clearly. Every shadow, every motive, every opportunity is now yours to command. Psychology was their greatest battlefield. Machiavelli called it the anatomy of power, where perception outweighs truth and fear shapes obedience more deeply than love ever could. The weak crave morality. The strong create order, and the wise, they stand between both, cloaked in patience, acting with precision. A lion rules with force, a fox rules with foresight, the prince rules with both. Power, in the end, is not about conquering others. It is about mastering the invisible, emotion, perception, and belief, until the world bends not to your will, but to your understanding. For when you see men not as they appear, but as they truly are, you no longer play the game of power. You become it.